So I wanted to make a quick video about the reason why I decided to join the 100 Things Challenge that Rebecca at Dances with Pitbulls is putting on. And let me tell you a little more about the challenge. What the challenge basically is this. 100 items, 100 things, and there's no time limit. And the things that you make, you must use your stash. You must use things that you already own. It doesn't necessarily have to be store-bought. It can be recyclable materials. It can be thrifted materials. But it's things that you've already have in your house. I really like the idea of this challenge because, well, you're soon going to see why. I have a third bedroom in my house that is my craft room. This was always a dream of mine. I lived in a little house for 12 years that was less than 1,000 square foot. We moved into this house 5 years ago, and it's 2,000 square foot. And so this was a small bedroom, and I converted it. About 2 years ago, my washing machine flooded this room, and I had the chance to remodel it because basically I had to remodel it. I lost some things on the floor. But so now I've redid it. But sadly, in 2 years, you'll see where I'm at. The room is still a great room. But my buying and hoarding have gotten a little bit out of control. And that's why I want to do the challenge. So anyway, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the room. So I have this board over here. I forgot. Pegboard. Sorry. Had a brain fart right there. Pegboard. And of course, I'm like everyone else. I see ideas on Pinterest and I think, I want that. I want to try that. I want to put that in my room. And I love this. But as you can see, it's completely overwhelmed with stuff. I have pins. I bought this stuff, gosh, probably over 5 to 10 years ago. Wooden embellishments, empty bottles. I have letters. Oh my gosh, so many letters. But I will say this. I did get all of these in one box of items at a thrift shop that someone else had bought, and I reaped the profits from their windfall of deciding they didn't want to do scrapbooks anymore. So then we go down this way. I have a Cricut that I have used literally maybe 3 times. I have a feeling I'm not the only person. Boxes, paper mache boxes I've bought at thrift shops. And here's some bags I plan to redo. Again, from thrift shops. And this is the problem that I have in my room. I have beautiful boxes that I've bought when I remodeled the room. Every single one of these boxes is completely full of some sort of craft supply. But being a solid box, I have no idea what's in the box until I open it. And so this is what's happening. I want to do a project, and I'm literally having to spend 45 minutes to an hour just digging through boxes to find the materials. And by the time that's done, I work full time. I'm sure many of you can relate that you have things in your life that take up the vast majority of your time. You only have a select period of time to do crafts. And so, it's frustrating. And I'm sure you all had that frustration as well. By the time you gather up your materials for a project, your time is up. So this is why I want to do the challenge. All those books are some of my craft books. I've been collecting craft books probably 15, 20 years. The room has a closet. One of the things I did was I had the closet, as you can see, converted it into shelves because it's not a closet for a bedroom. It's a closet for a craft room. Let me turn on the light just a moment. And as you can see, I have craft and fabric. I'm a quilter and I sew as well. And it's just terrible. I have wonderful craft supplies. Every one of these little canisters is full of craft supplies. Every box. Some of these I don't even know. These boxes right here are sewing patterns. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 9 boxes completely full of sewing patterns. I will never, and this is like sewing patterns for garments. I'll never sew these garments in my life. So one of the things I want to do is I'm going to reuse these patterns in some of my junk journals. I've paid money for them. I need to get use out of them. So again, I have these, you can't hardly even see them with the stuff. Every one of these containers is full of fabric. These are the smaller pieces of fabric. So then we go, so I can't even close the door, that's sad. We go to this, and I had these built-in shelves. As you can see, I have a major problem with buttons. Maybe there's a 12-step program for buttons, I don't know. But I have collected buttons for probably 15 years. I have more buttons, and I'm probably going to send some of these buttons out to people to share the love. But as you can see, all these containers, buttons. Also, some of these containers are broken jewelry that I've bought at estate sales and in lots on eBay years ago. That's probably 10 years ago I bought that. It's time that I use these items. Again, as you can see, I have these wonderful boxes right here. Well, the only way I know what's in it is to do this. Open it. Like this box. This is nothing but roll upon roll upon roll of ribbon that I have bought over the last, I've been married 28 years, so 25 plus years. Okay. You know, now I'm starting to collect cheese ball containers. I've completely filled that bottom one with pieces of fabric. The top one I'm starting to put rubber stamps in. Again, more craft books. These are more of my craft and sewing books. Containers up at the top. I buy these little boxes at thrift shops thinking I'm going to redo them to store yet more stuff in. Okay, so now we're going to go this way. I'm very proud of this room. I love this room. As you can see, like I said, I'm a quilter, and I have fabric. This is fabric that I've been collecting for a quarter, 25 years. And, but the thing is this, it does me no good to sit on the shelf. It needs to be used. And since I've been doing paper crafts, you can see I have these nice, wonderful IKEA tables to use for crafting. Well, guess what? There is no crafting getting done on these tables because I have literally purchased and hoarded so much craft supplies that the table is not being used for anything other than to hold more craft supplies. You know, I've bought bags of cards at thrift shops, boxes of cards. I pay literally 10, 25 cents for these things. I've bought all these books, children's board books, like that. Look, I paid 35 cents to redo and to make a mixed media piece. But just sitting here stacked, this is not doing me any good. Going this way, paints. I have paints of all kinds. I have these. I was so proud when I made this room. I thought this was so clever. I took these Lazy Susans and I painted them. I had got these at the thrift shop so I could see some of my items. But the thing is, I'm not using these items. I need to use this stuff. I have, look, cans of paint, matte gel. Look at this. I probably paid, gosh, $8 to $10 probably for that thing of embossing powder. And brand new. I think I've used it one time. Every single one of these, remember, every single one of these boxes is full of stuff. Look right here. I have 1, 2, 3, at least 3, and on the top, boxes of nothing but rubber stamps. Containers of nothing but cards and all kinds of paper to use in projects. Down here, this is just books to deconstruct, to make journals out of and to rip the pages out of. And this is not even, I have probably 4 more Rubbermaid containers full of books that I've gotten at library sales and cardboard containers that, you know, food came in, cereal bars that I have broken down to use. And that's not even in this room. That's the thing too. It's taking over other rooms in the house, and that's why I've got to get it under control. As you can see, I mean, this is terrible. I should be ashamed of myself. This is literally fabric that I've bought within the last 2 years. What I want it to look like is this. I put my fabric on these little mini bolts so I can look at it. It's almost like you'd be in a fabric store. You just pull it off the shelf. I have bought so much more that I have 2 huge hampers full of thrifted fabric. You know, it's just sad. Bags like this is my downfall at a thrift shop. If I see that, those bags were like $1 or $2. It's like pieces of scraps. If I see that at a thrift shop, there's no way I'm not buying it. But anyway, so I wanted to make this video to kind of show where I'm at. The sad thing is I want to start using these items. I have hoarded all this stuff for years, and I think a lot of it is, believe it or not, it's psychological. It's like I didn't use things because I would feel like that's too nice for me to use in one of my projects, because what if I fail? What if the project is ugly? What if it's sewn incorrectly or glued incorrectly? What if it doesn't look like everybody else's? I think I'm not the only person who probably crafts, who feels feelings of inadequacy and then does not use materials that we've bought thinking my project won't be good enough to use that, so I'm going to save it. And then this is what happens. 10, 15, 20 years down the road, you have all these good items and they're languishing, collecting dust on a shelf. And I want to stop it in myself, and I hope I challenge everyone out there to stop it in their own lives. For example, see this fabric? I bought this piece of fabric probably 5 to 7 years ago. It's the Day of the Dead, and I loved it. And I never buy anything full price, but I still probably paid 40% off. And here it is, and I love it, but it's, in my mind, too nice for me to use in a project. Well, that's going to stop. I'm going to start using my things and enjoying them. And if no one likes your project, well, then that's okay, because you like it. Do things for yourself. Do things to make yourself feel enriched and inspired. Just today, I got some great news. I was mentioned in a Shannon Green video, and I just was so ecstatic. And I realized I need to try to be inspiration for someone else out there who may be feeling like they can't do. But we can all do, and we're going to do. So I challenge everyone to join the 100 Things Challenge with me. Let's get out our stash. Let's get out our inks and everything, and our stamp pads and our fabrics. And let's start using them. Let's start enjoying them. And let's start believing in ourselves that we can make things and create things that we enjoy and we love. This is Laura. Have a great day. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.